everybody. My name is Brittany Jones-Cooper from Yahoo. Thank you so much to all of you for coming out on this very snowy New York day. I know it's not easy, but you'll be happy you came because today I'm joined by Amara Negra, the breakout star from Love and Hip Hop Miami. She just signed her first US record deal, so she has an album coming out. And she's ignited this whole new conversation about Afro-Latina artists that people just can't stop talking about. But before we talk to her, let's see a clip from Love and Hip Hop Miami.
¿Sabes lo mal que yo me sentiría de saber que mi mamá tiene que buscarse another job para ayudarme?
Me siento impotente de ver que tú necesitas muchas cosas y yo no tengo.
I know, but I don't want you to get another job, you know? I feel bad that, you know, you work in a kitchen, you're always burned and tired, and you work long hours standing up all day. I'm traveling the world and pretending to have all these expensive ass purses and all these expensive ass clothes that I can't even afford, solamente para que la gente crea que yo tengo cosas que yo no tengo. Yo me siento mal, mami.
My mom sacrificed and worked so hard over the years to support my dreams, my career. And to hear her say that what she's done already isn't enough breaks my heart. As much as I love music, times like this make me question if putting myself and my mom through this is really worth it.
Wow. No. Guys, keep it going for Amara Negra.
Hi. I'm a crier. I can't help it. I always cry. That's how I vent.
I mean, that was almost like an episode of This Is Us. Like, that was like heartfelt, like, I mean,
you know, a lot of people say, oh my God, Amara's crying all the time. She's crying again. It's just that other people get loud and other people might drink and other people might overeat or whatever. I just cry, I wipe my tears and I move forward, but I'm a crier.
I think that's probably good. You let it out and you move forward. And I mean, come on, it sounds like your mom's an amazing woman, which actually is a good place to start because I've seen you on Love and Hip Hop. Yeah. I've seen you on Instagram, but I don't know that much about you and your backstory. So can you tell us?
I'm sure a lot of people can relate. If you've had, if you have a really good parent and you see all the effort that they put to make sure that you're good, and you feel as a son or as a daughter that you want to do more for them, but you can't. Like,
always.
So that feeling, oh my God, it's like, oh God, Lord help me. One day I'm gonna make her proud. I'm gonna do good by her.
So where did that start? Tell me a little bit about your childhood, where you grew up, and kind of how you just got started.
Okay, so I was born and raised in Miami. My parents are Dominican. That's why I proudly call myself and say I am Dominicana. I'm Dominican. Mm-hmm. I grew up very humble. I don't have any brothers, I don't have any sisters. My mom immigrated to the United States by herself. So it's me and my mom against the world type of thing. And from a very early age, she saw that I was very talented. And I told her when I grow up, I'm gonna be a star. And she saw the potential in me. There's little kids that you just see that they naturally have like a thing. So my mom was like, you know what? Let's chase that. Let's see if you really have something going on. She put me in dance classes, acting classes, everything you can imagine. She got part-time jobs. She got all types of stuff to be able to support me in my dreams. And thanks to her, I'm here today.
Yeah, I saw on your Instagram you posted a little video. You were maybe like 7 and you were in this little orange outfit. And I was
super
like,
sassy.
Okay, yes. I get it. Like,
yeah.
So you were saying your mom was really like you and her have just done it together.
Yes, we've done it together. And I'm always very grateful because there's so many talented people that don't have an opportunity to have a parent like my mother that supported me 100%. Until this day, she's backstage. Oh, awesome. My mom's everywhere. My mom's back there making sure everything's okay, you know. So she's here and I love her so much. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Where are you? So when did you start performing? Like, actually, did you do pageants? Did you do local shows? Like,
you know,
how did you get started?
I started doing beauty pageants. My mom was one of those crazy, psycho beauty pageant moms.
Stage moms.
Stage moms, making sure everything was okay. I was in acting classes, singing. I was doing everything, auditions. I always say that I kind of feel like I missed out a little bit on my childhood because I don't know how to skate. I don't know how to ride a bike. I don't know how to swim, but I know how to drown. Because I was so busy getting prepared for my future. So I kind of missed out on a few things or a lot of things. But, you know, they say you can't have your cake and eat it too. Right. I guess.
I mean, we're going to try.
We're going to try. If I can't have a cake, I'll have a cookie. But I'll try.
I'll just have half the cookies.
Yeah.
A little morsel. A little more slow. So then when did you start actually doing your music, like your stage shows and really kind of like getting yourself out there?
So for those that don't really know much about me, I started when I was 4 years old in Gigante, which was a very important TV show for the Latin community. I was there for 6 years every Saturday. And it kind of built me. After that, I became a backup dancer for Latin Grammys, Premio Lo Nuestro, all these really big awards or shows and stuff like that. And then I kind of started like that. I always knew what I wanted to be. I started singing when I was like about 6, but professionally around the age of 15, 16. And in 2013, I had my first big hit, and then that was really the song that put me out in the spotlight, and then it kind of just popped off after that.
Yeah.
But I've been working towards it my whole life.
I was gonna say, I don't know how quick, because from 2013 to now, you're just getting the show. So how did they find you? How did you get involved with Love and Hip Hop Miami?
Well, thankfully, I have a really strong fan base in the Dominican Republic. I tour, all over South America, everywhere, like in Ecuador, Chile, Colombia. I was in Africa performing last year. Hopefully this year I'll be able to go again. So I build a fan base mainly in the Latin community. So people are like, oh, Amara's new, she just came out of the blue. No. I feel that a lot of people feel like if they don't know you in this part of the world, they kind of forget that there's more people over here. So, yeah, I created a fan base, and they saw the work that I did. My manager told me, hey, they're doing Love and Hip Hop Miami. Hi, Julian.
Hi, Julian.
And they told me, would you be interested in doing reality TV? I wasn't really sure, because that you're always like, oh my God, you see it. I don't know if I want that. But then I said, you know what? Life is about taking risk. So I'm gonna try it. Let's see what happens. And that's just how it happened. I went into a meeting. 2 weeks later, they called me. They said, do you want to do it? And I said, of course. And I thought it would be great exposure. Yeah. I'm very thankful to Mona for giving me the opportunity of being in such an important franchise viewed by millions of viewers every Monday. And not only to promote myself as a person, but also to promote my music and to give light into issues that are really happening out in society that a lot of people don't want to talk about.
Yeah, and I mean, you led me right there. One of the biggest things, I mean, you're so talented, but the first thing to kind of bust out of your storyline is your hair. Which, as a Black woman, I know how annoying that is, because it's like, I'm more than
Girl,
that.
you feel me over there, right?
Like,
you know what I'm talking about? You know
how often do we have to talk about it? But it's been sort of this really great opportunity for people to get to know you and for you to speak out on something that's important to you, which is being yourself.
Right.
So can you take me a little bit about what that journey's been like, dealing with some of the criticisms about your appearance and then how you've dealt with it?
I always say that my hair my hair is just part of me. It's not who I am. I can change my hair as many times as I want to, and I will always be Amara la Negra, and I will always be an Afro-Latina, and I will always stand up and speak about, whatever it is that I'm passionate about. It was ridiculous to me that they wanted to make a whole big thing about your hair, when there's a lot of beautiful Afro-Latinas or even Black beautiful women like yourself who use straight hair. I used straight hair and permed my hair for many years. It was just my choice to not want to do. I just don't want to do it anymore, because I'm doing it to please who? Like, I'm unhappy. My mom used to burn my scalp getting all these perms and all that heat and all that mission. I'm unhappy. I want to do whatever makes me happy, and that wasn't it. And it's not that I don't change it up once in a while, because I do. Yeah. But I do it because I want to, not because I feel pressured to. That's what I don't like. That's what I'm against. I always say, don't feel that you should change who you are or the way that you look to fit society's standards of beauty. You are beautiful the way that you are, period. If you want to change, do it because you want to, not because everybody's telling you, oh, you need to change that because we don't like it. Who cares? So even on the show, when this producer told me that I needed to change, my looks and be less Macy Gray and more Beyonce in order to make it in the industry.
Which is such a ridiculous line.
But but unfortunately, that's the mentality for which I'm not even upset at him anymore, because I do understand there's a lot of people that are ignorant to the topic. And instead of me being angry, I feel more like as if I should educate you. I like to have conversations. Tell me, why do you feel like that? And let me tell you why I feel like this. I think that when you get angry, you don't really have an opportunity to get your point across. So I've been dealing with it my whole life. Either you're too black to be Latina, or your hair is too nappy, or you're too this, or you're too that, or you're doing blackface like they say on social media that I do blackface, that I'm really not black. I take melanin shots. All these crazy things.
Wait, for real?
Yes.
That is insane.
I've had to deal with it all my life, and I feel that a lot of people feel like, well, we haven't heard about it, we haven't seen it, so it doesn't exist.
It's not real.
It's not true. There's a lot of people really going through a lot of things, not only in the Latin community, but also in the Afro-American community, and not even just in the Afro-American community. In general, colorism is an issue. It's not really just a black and white thing. I also say when it comes to even Mexicans, if you have more European features, then you'll be in the soap operas, in las novelas. But if you look, if you look more Mexican, like real Mexicans, then you'll be out in the fields, or you'll be the maid in the soap opera, or little things like that, that I think that it's 2018. Like, what's really going on? Why aren't we standing up and talking about it? Why are we just taking it? Like, what's going on? Hey,
Amen.
let's stand up for what we think is right.
And that's why I think you're such an important person, because, in the culture as a black woman, over the past 2 or 3 years, people have really been encouraging natural hair. And it's been something for the first time where being dark and beautiful was a thing.
And I'll clarify something too, because people be getting into their feelings. Oh, that's not her hair, yada, yada, yada. Okay, I naturally have an afro. I wear extensions because it's hard to maintain a perfect round afro 24/7.
Yeah.
We got all type of weathers. I come from Miami. Now it's snowing. Like, it's too much. So I do it because I want to. I could choose to rock any different type of hairstyle. I choose to rock it like this. But like I said, do whatever makes you feel good. I think you're beautiful the way that you are. And if tomorrow you want to rock a fro, girl, call me up.
I think you're beautiful the way you are, and I might want to rock your fro because it looks really good.
Yes.
And you should never, ever, ever have to talk to anybody about your hair. I'll tell you that right
so
now.
annoying.
What is that India Irie song? I am not my hair.
I am not my hair.
I grew up listening to that, and that was like one of my favorite songs as a 14-year-old, because
love it.
I grew up in a predominantly white area, so I was constantly having to find role models and try to find things to make me feel beautiful. So your story, I think, resonates with me and a lot of African-American women and a lot of women around the world. Because like you said, colorism is pervasive. It's in Indian culture, it's in Asian culture, it's in Latin
everywhere.
America. So I think having the conversation for the first time, really honestly, is nice and refreshing.
Yes, a lot of people think it's annoying. Like, oh my God, get over it, shut up. Like, we don't want to hear it anymore. And that's exactly what I'm not gonna do. And if you think that I am annoying and I keep talking about it, guess what? I just got started. Listen, I feel as if I'm never gonna get over it.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna get over it till I see a difference. Something needs to change in order for me to be like, okay, well, I see some change, let me calm down. But it's not happening, so what are you just gonna do? Just not talk about it,
When I think of representation for Afro-Latinas, the only women I can think of are Soledad O'Brien and Zoe Saldana, who, those are the only two I can really think of. So there is a lack of representation, I think.
There is, and even amongst the Latin community itself, there really isn't. And I always talk about when I was growing up, I grew up, and I admire, she's still my idol, Celia Cruz. Celia Cruz was everything to me. She was the only girl the only woman I could see on TV that like, oh my God, I look like her. Like, one day I can be like her. Like, she's on TV. She does movies. She's like, oh my God, I could be her. But when she passed away, there was nobody else. So there was no other option but to look into the American market, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it was just unfortunate that I couldn't see it amongst my own people. I had to look for Tina Turners and Donna Summers and Whitney Houston's, and they're amazing, but they just weren't
Quite,
They weren't in my market. So I felt like it's sad to me for girls that are growing up now that they have no one to look up to be like, oh, well, when I grow up, maybe I could do that.
Yeah.
There's nothing, and I don't think it's fair because it's not that we're not talented. It's not that we're not educated. We're just not given the same opportunities.
Definitely. And for the record, I love Celia Cruz too.
Azúcar!
The one song I know is La Vida de Carnival or something.
La Vida de
yeah.
Carnival,
I grew up listening to that one.
Yes, yes.
So that's,
so you know
I
those
do
songs.
just a little bit.
You know
Just a little bit.
Okay.
So back to the show. Obviously, you've been kind of thrust into the limelight. What has that been like? Do you have any regrets about putting yourself out there like that? Because you've had to deal with a lot of criticism and a lot of attention, and that can, I'm sure, be kind of tough.
You know what? I have learned, and this goes for everybody, that with the good comes the bad. Everything can be beautiful, everything can be good, everything can be great. With the good comes the bad. Especially when you're too up here, people will always feel the need to bring you down. And you, if you're doing too good, why? You have to be down here with us. And I don't think it's fair. But at the same time, you know, whenever I'm a little sad, guess what I do? Y'all already know. I get it out of my system, and I'm back. So, you know, I have to take it, you know. And not only just because of the limelight of being on Love and Hip Hop or as an artist, but the fact that I took the responsibility of talking about colorism and such a sensitive topic, I get it even more. But at the end of the day, somebody has to do it. I don't want to be, I wasn't born to just live and die. That wasn't my purpose. I was born with a purpose. And not only is my purpose doing my music, but is also to use my voice, to do something productive, to change, to make a change in this world. So I know it sounds corny, but I would never want to know that, oh, you know, I was born, I had a few family members that loved me, boo-hoo-hoo, they cried, I died, and nobody cares. Like, you have to make some type of impact. We all can do it. We just need to, you know, put some effort into it.
And so what do you do for self-care? What do you do to de-stress? What is your beauty regimen? How do you relax? Do you work out? Like, what do you do for Amara?
Well, because I am on TV, I should say that I only have salads and fruits. And I work out every day. I really don't. Listen, I eat all types of messed up food that I know that I shouldn't. But it's really hard to have like to me, you know, a consistent lifestyle. Like I wake up, I go to the gym, I eat like that, because it doesn't work like that in my lifestyle. It really doesn't. But I do dance. I love to dance. And for those
we've seen you dance.
For those that don't know, I am a certified Zumba instructor. I don't do it because I'm too busy doing other things. But I always dream of one day having my own, like, you know, fitness center and being able to teach Zumba and all these fun things. Because at one point in my life, I used to be 230 pounds. Wow. I know. And I lost the weight dancing. And I used to dance about 4 hours every day. Wow. And I lost it. Actually, I'm way fatter now than I was when I lost the weight, because I lost literally 100 pounds.
Wow, good for you. That's
yes,
I mean, you look great, by the way, but that's amazing.
That's the best workout to dance. You could twerk it out. Twerk it out. And there you go. Next thing you know, boom, you look snatched.
I'm constantly dancing down the streets of New York City.
There you
go.
go.
My own stage, because I'm not an entertainer, unfortunately. So let's talk about your music a little bit, because you just signed your first record deal.
Yes, y'all better clap it up. Yes, I'm so excited.
So who did you sign the record deal with? And can you take us through the name of the album and kind of what the inspiration behind it is?
Okay, so the album, as of now, we're still working on it. I am gonna put out an EP real soon, and my new single, Insecure, is coming out real soon. I signed to BMG. And you know what I really loved about, shout out to Zach, that's my boy right there. That's the president of BMG. One of the things that I liked about working with them out of all the different, you know, labels, is that they believed in me before the hype. That's so important to me. Everybody will come once you're popping. But the people that believe in you and see the vision before it happens, those are the people that are on my team. Same thing happens with my manager. My manager, we've been working together for 3 years, and he believed in me. He saw where I was gonna go, what I wanted to do before it happened. So therefore, I will always work with him. I will always, and I'm very loyal too. Y'all can see from the show, I'm loyal, just like I am with JoJo. That's my girl. So yeah, you know, I signed to BMG. I'm working with amazing producers. Tehran from Rock City, Super Dupes, Jim Johnson. There's so many amazing producers working on my project right now. I'm so blessed. I dreamed of this day for so many years and worked so hard for it, and it's finally here. I know that a lot of people are already desperate, like, oh my God, we want to hear your music. But I literally just signed about like a month ago. Okay. So it takes some time. But it's coming along, and I'm so happy.
What is it gonna sound like? Is it gonna be hip hop? Is it gonna be R&B? Is it gonna be Latin? Is it gonna be EDM? Like, can we get like a genre?
Mira, It's gonna be like, I don't know what to call it. Because, see, people know me for doing fusion.
Right.
I do a lot of fusion. I like to mix sounds. I'll go and I'll check out some Afro beats and mix it with Brazilian funk and get some soca and some dance hall. And I like to mix sounds and then make it my own. So, even though that now I am doing a little bit of more Americanized music, I don't want to lose my essence. So I will still always have a little Caribbean feel underneath to all my music. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. Y'all's gonna like it. Watch.
And before this, all your music has been in Spanish, right?
Yes, for the most part, my music is
this album
Spanish.
will be in English, or will you do a little bit of both?
English, Spanglish.
Okay.
Spanglish. Because I always have to, throw a little Spanish in. Just so that I feel like myself. I wouldn't do it not that I wouldn't do a whole English album, but as of right now, I don't visualize myself like I'm gonna completely ignore that, I ever spoke Spanish because now I'm signing and I'm working in the American market. No, that's kind of weird, no.
Yeah, and I think that's more true to who you are. I have a lot of Cuban American friends, and Spanglish is just
Spanglish.
it's just how you talk. So I want to hear that in your album because it wouldn't feel like Amara if you didn't.
Sí, tú me entiendes, you understand?
I do.
Exactly.
Sí.
Just like that, just like that. So yeah, I'm in a happy place, and I'm gonna give you some exclusive 411 right here, okay? I can't believe I'm gonna do it right here, but check this out.
Let's do it.
Boom. I do have my own clothing line, ALN clothing line. We're working on it right now. I'm gonna be relaunching it real soon. I'm also working on a shoe line. Okay. I like to keep it busy, huh?
Right,
Yes, you can't put all your eggs in one basket, okay? And one of the projects that is really touching my heart, and I really, really always wanted to do it, is dolls.
Wait, what? Like, wait. What do you mean by dolls?
Dolls, baby dolls.
Just baby dolls.
Baby dolls. I always dreamt of having my own like baby doll collection or something that girls can feel related to. Like, do them in different shades, different textures of hair, like really fun. And then, I always wanted to have my own little Amarita, la Negra dolls that I can have little girls have walking around on Christmas. So that's something that I'm working on. It's gonna take me a second, but it's coming. It's coming real soon.
I look forward to it. And before we go to audience questions, I do know that you guys just had the Love and Hip Hop Miami reunion. And I don't know if you guys have watched the show, but it's got a lot of characters on it. So can you just tell me like anything that happened? Just one little morsel.
What I can say, you know that obviously, I'm gonna tell you to stay tuned and watch it, but a lot of things were said. I didn't cry. Thanks. It's like that.
Hashtag no tears. Hashtag no tears.
Yeah, no tears. I didn't cry. A lot of things were said. It was a lot. There was a lot going on. You guys definitely have to check it out. And my perspective on certain people definitely did change after watching and being part of the reunion of Love and Hip Hop Miami.
All right.
Yeah,
that was quite the cliffhanger. I'm kind of looking forward to that.
It was too much. My head hurts.
All right, let's go to the audience for a couple questions before we get out of here. Who's got the mic?
Oh, yes.
Wow. Hi.
Yes, hi.
First of all, thank you for being yourself. Appreciated.
Amen.
I feel you all the way because I'm an actress, so like I know representation is not there.
Yes.
So by having this kind of conversation, what's like one result that you feel like is gonna be hitting home for you, either in Miami or in New York or not even in America, throughout the age of little girls and up to our age?
You know what? Something that would make me really happy, because it's one of the reasons why I mainly really started talking about it as an entertainer. The day that I see a novela, not a novela based off being a slave, like Chica da Silva, or a novela doing, the story of Celia Cruz because she was black. No, the day that I see more of, black actresses in novelas or movies or in magazine covers or anything like that, then I'll be like, you know what? I did pretty good. I put my little seed right there, and that helped this happen. So that would really make me happy because there's definitely a huge lack of representation in the Latin community as far as entertainment is concerned.
You just want like a more natural inclusion.
I want it to be real. I want it to be as open as it is when you go and you watch a movie here in the United States. You see all types of people. We don't see that in Latin market. So that would definitely make me feel like, okay, something's happening. There's some change happening.
Definitely.
Yes.
Who's next?
Big
Hi.
fan of yours.
Oh, thank
Was
you.
it pretty difficult, like crossing over through the American,
Market?
mainstream market? I mean,
Right. Right now, because I am in the process of, I do feel more accepted. I feel like it's easier somewhat to be accepted in the American market because we have these open conversations and because we do have the Afro-American market and you have the Latinos also in the crossing over into the American market because there's more variety. I feel that they are accepting me better and I'm looking forward to what the future, holds for me. So we're still working on it, but it's gonna be good though, because I know y'all's gonna love me.
And one last question.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Tiana. It's wonderful to meet you. I'm
Likewise.
really excited that you brought your music to America because I is lit. So,
Oh, thank you. Hi.
my question for you is: we were talking about colorism. It's a big issue, and it's something that's been hidden in a lot of different industries. So you're exposing it specifically in music and in hip hop. How are you balancing that with bringing your music now to the United States and launching this for us? How are you balancing the two?
It's like I said, I guess my way of balancing it is doing Americanized music that American consumers can understand, but still have a little bit of my Caribbean Latin feel to it. And then at the end of the day, I also realized that listen, you only have one life to live. God, like you don't know how long you're gonna be here, and you don't always die, out of being old or whatever the case may be. I can step outside and then I'm gone. So I never want to feel like I regretted not doing something. So now it's just like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it and I'm gonna do it. And after I do it, we'll see what happens. Like, I'm just gonna go for it. Like that's really how you should live your life. Don't think about things too much. Just do it. That's it.
Yeah. You got to follow your passion, which
Yeah.
you're
Yes.
clearly doing.
Yes.
I think timing is important, and I feel like you're
Amen.
coming into our culture in a time that's ready for the conversation you want to have and the music you want to create.
Amen.
So I want to urge all of you guys to check her out on Love and Hip Hop Miami.
Yes.
Airs Monday nights at 9 p.m. Guys, give it up for Amara.
Ay, gracias. Thank you, guys.